It was a playoff at the U.S. Junior Amateur Qualifier in June 2025, not a Grand PGA Tour event, but a proving ground for future stars. Yet with every shot Charlie Woods took, the pressure crackled like it was Sunday at Augusta. The sun dipped low over the fairways, and Tiger stood behind the ropes, silent, his sunglasses barely masking the intensity in his eyes. The world seemed to hold its breath as Charlie lined up the final putt. Then boom. The ball dropped, the crowd erupted, and something shifted in Tiger. This wasn't just another round. This was the beginning of something undeniable. Charlie didn't jump or scream, he just looked up at his dad, gave the smallest nod, and walked off the green like a seasoned pro. But Tiger, cameras caught him wiping away tears. The man who won 15 majors, stared down legends under crushing pressure, couldn't hold it in, and fans felt it. It wasn't hype or cliché, it was real, raw emotion from one of golf's most hardened icons. Tiger's tears spoke louder than any trophy ever could. This wasn't just a junior one, it was a moment that cut through years of legacy and expectation. For so long, Tiger had tried to shield Charlie from the burden of being a Woods, but in that moment, none of the comparisons, pressure, or media noise mattered. Charlie had arrived on his own terms, and Tiger let the world see what that meant to him. He wasn't just proud, he was moved beyond words. And as powerful as that scene was, what Charlie said after the match would hit Tiger even harder than that final putt. The real emotional punch was still on its way, and no one saw it coming. You thought the round was unforgettable? Just, wait until you hear what Charlie said afterward. That clutch shot stirred the crowd, but what came next hit even deeper. Minutes after sinking the final putt to win the U.S. Junior Amateur Qualifier, Charlie stood in front of the mic, sweat still clinging to his brow, breath uneven from the pressure. A reporter tossed out the usual softball questions, focus, mindset, nerves, but Charlie didn't give a polished, practiced answer. He took a deep breath, looked directly into the camera, and said, "I know we argue, but I love you, Dad. This one's for you." The words landed like a punch to the chest. Just off camera, Tiger froze. For a man who built his life on discipline and unshakable focus, that moment shattered his composure. This wasn't a made-for-TV sentimental moment. It was raw, imperfect, and years in the making. Everyone knows Tiger hasn't been the easiest mentor. The endless drills, the pressure of living up to the Woods name, the constant expectations that Charlie should already be outplaying adults on the tour, it all builds up. And Charlie? He's carried it all in silence. Until now. That one line wasn't just a tribute, it was a release, a bridge, a quiet plea to be seen beyond the shadow of greatness. It was a son reaching through all the noise to connect with his father, and it landed. Tiger, reportedly holding back tears, stepped away from the press zone. One eyewitness said he simply nodded, turned, and walked behind the clubhouse to gather. Himself, no interviews, no smile, just raw emotion. In that moment, the world saw a side of Tiger it rarely gets to see, not the icon, but the father. Almost never do we see Tiger Woods like this, and for the first time, it wasn't about his swing. It was about his heart. For a man who has been larger than life for decades, this was the most human he's ever looked, and it sent shockwaves through the entire golfing world. Commentators went silent, fans choked up. Even rivals nodded in respect. That line from Charlie, "I know we argue, but I love you, Dad. This one's for you," wasn't just a soundbite. It was a gut punch of truth. Because sometimes the heaviest swings don't come from a club, but from the words you never saw coming. And behind every swing Charlie takes, there's always a shadow Tiger's shadow. Whether it's a PGA leaderboard or a junior invitational, Tiger's presence looms like a legend in the mist, and it's not just about family. At the recent U.S. Open, even J.J. Spaun credited a mid-round comeback to advice Tiger once gave him: simple, sharp, and effective. If Tiger's words can lift tour pros to titles, imagine what they do in quiet moments with Charlie. The golf world isn't just watching Tiger's legacy, it's being shaped by it, shot by shot. But here's the twist. Tiger's influence isn't just technical, it's almost spiritual. He's not just a champion, he's a myth made real, a symbol of perfection under pressure. And that weight isn't light, especially for someone who shares his last name. Charlie doesn't just learn from Tiger, he lives inside the orbit of the most analyzed career in sports history. Every step he takes isn't just measured in yardage, it's measured in comparison. Every round becomes a referendum. Can the sun match the myth? That kind of gravity either crushes you or it forges you. Tiger knows this. That's why he's not shoving Charlie into the spotlight or chasing media storms. He's teaching him something deeper: how to withstand the weight of greatness without losing yourself. Living up to the name Woods isn't just a challenge, it's a gauntlet. And every young prodigy knows it's easier to chase a dream than to inherit one. But with this round, Charlie didn't just step out of the shadow, he started casting one of his own. The echoes of Tiger's dominance may still ring across the fairway, but now there's a new sound rising beside them. But now there's a new sound echoing across the fairway's Charlie swing. And it's not just the sound of raw talent, it's the sound of independence. The internet exploded after his emotional win, but most people missed the real story. Just days after that heartfelt moment with Tiger, attention shifted to the US Open, not because of the leaderboard, but because of a sudden weather delay. Broadcasters scrambled, and old clips of Tiger waiting out storms in his prime resurfaced across social media. Memes followed. Tiger storms always bring drama. Like father, like son, both make it rain. It started as lighthearted banter, but the meaning deepened fast. Because behind the jokes was a truth no one could ignore. Charlie had created a storm of his own. Fans weren't just laughing, they were connecting the dots. The parallels between Tiger's legendary dominance and Charlie's raw emotional emergence were impossible to overlook. But instead of overpowering his competition with a signature drive, Charlie hit the world with something far rarer: vulnerability. The moment Tiger teared up, the way Charlie dedicated his win to their complicated bond, it wasn't just moving, it was defining. That single exchange became the storm the internet couldn't turn away from. This wasn't about the leaderboard anymore, it was about legacy being rewritten in real time. What many saw as a father's tear was, in truth, the silent passing of a torch. The hug, the stillness, the unspoken emotion, it wasn't staged, it wasn't polished. It was a father realizing his son had just stepped into something far bigger than a trophy. And viewers felt it, even if they couldn't explain it. Sometimes it takes a storm to clear the view, and when Tiger cried, everything became clear. Charlie Woods isn't just chasing the future, he is the future. That moment may go viral for years, but it won't be the tear that echoes. It'll be the weight behind it, the moment the next great chapter of golf wasn't hinted at, but written in real time. No one expected Charlie Woods to do what he did on that green. Not even Tiger. The stakes weren't global headlines or PGA Tour millions. It was just a playoff at the U.S. Junior Amateur Qualifier in June 2025, a small but fierce battleground. And yet with every shot Charlie took, the tension cracked like it was Augusta on a Sunday.